What's up, YouTube? ODST General back again with an Operation Trebuchet news update after 2 weeks. Or any videos after 2 weeks, I should say. I do apologize about that, guys. I've got some real life stuff going on, which has largely prevented me from recording. Well, I've recorded videos, I just have not had time to edit and upload them. So I do apologize. Anyways, we had an Operation Trebuchet update for version 0.20, so we're going to talk about that today, as well as some of the other stuff I didn't have a chance to talk about in the last couple weeks. So, among those things, we have the changelog for 0.20, which includes the addition of the M319 grenade launcher from Halo Reach. There was some variants of this shown off by the dog, which I will probably show off to you guys here. I think I deleted some of it. Yes, I did. Which included a sidearm variant, a flare gun variant, and the 319N fan concept art, which is basically a version with like a forward grip and scope and stuff, as well as a stock. So those versions did not make it in for this release, unfortunately. Hopefully before too long we'll see them in maybe a future hotfix or something, or another soon patch. I don't know. We had the M41 rocket improvised explosive device added in. So this is the Spanker rocket. The actual rocket from the Spanker has been turned into an IED you can place down. It comes in 2 variants, one which is basically just the rocket with like a radio strapped to it, and another variant which is buried in the dirt or trash or whatever. So, you know, that one's a little bit more hideable. But yeah, those are in. Really cool explosive device. Blast to play with. I made a pun without meaning to. Anyways, we had the portable UNSC radio object. This is kind of a neat object made by Jedi Nick. With regards to this one, it's just basically a set piece. You play it down. If you get near it, it uses the in-game environmental audio to play like a little radio feedback. And these are based off the Halo Reach radios as well. The M247T medium machine gun emplacement, this is my personal favorite, has been added. This is the M247 from like Halo 2 and from like the tanks and stuff. So this is kind of the classic M247 here. The H heavy, the M247H heavy machine gun emplacement's been placed down in. So this is the Halo Reach version of that gun. A hotfix also added a unshielded version, so we have actually 3 light machine gun static objects that were added this patch. The new BR55 model and attachments has been added, so this actually comes in 2 flavors with different barrels on it. The other one was added with a hotfix as well. Replacement models for the MA5A, B, C, the M6G and C, the M41 SSR, the M7 SMG temporarily replaced with vanilla PDW 2000 model. This is because the current M7 that was going to be a replacement got put on hold. The developer working on it apparently had both a hand injury and their computer went out. So we do have some images of that's been released since the patch, but it's probably still going to be a while before we actually see that thing in the game, just based off of where it's at currently. Hard to say for sure, though. Removed was the longsword, the Paris class, and Sharon class frigates. Obviously, there was of course, replacements above mentioned too for the other previous versions of weapons that have since been released. Version 0.20A hotfix had fixed a number of issues, including SmartLink reticule not showing up, the rocket launcher causing a crash to desktop, the SmartLink disappearing scope on zoom for the M6C. Battle Jumpers Rifleman MA5C changed to Rifleman HMG 38 to properly reflect loadouts. Fixed M319 and M309 underbarrel grenade launchers having camera issues related to zeroing. And tweaked M247 T-pose somewhat more appropriate. And then we had a 0.20B, which I'm trying to find here, which added new custom poses for M247T and M247H turrets by Lacrack. Obviously, he did the ZSL poses, and he's done the Sergeant Johnson face and a bunch of other stuff. So he's an official dev, which we've talked about before. The BR55HB variant and the M247H unshielded variant were added with this hotfix. And then fixed frozen muscle flash on M247T and H turrets, fixed UNSC army units and vehicles not being spawnable at all in Zeus. So there's a lot of stuff in there, But unfortunately, they did not actually cover everything that was released in the patch, and I had notes and I forgot to open those up. Let me see if I can find those really fast so I can cover all of my topics. Okay, well, I'm going to try and go off of memory as to everything that was added, because there was a few different things, like I said, that weren't ever talked about or mentioned in this patch notes. Of course, the HMG 8 or HMG 38 was very briefly mentioned in the patch notes for the fix of one of the hot fixes. Basically, this is any primary weapon. It's kind of like a heavy assault weapon. It's got, I want to say, 30 or 60 round magazine, and it's got an underbarrel grenade launcher. Comes with a built-in attachment, like a rail attachment, similar to the battle rifle, but it operates more like the assault rifle does. It's a really cool weapon. Does have some accuracy issues that players have reported, but really cool weapon done by Zephyr Souza. That was added to the battle jumpers, which were actually also added in as a spawnable unit, so you no longer need to actually go in and go through the arsenal to equip battle jumper uniforms. Now under Op 4, there is a actual battle jumper unit that is placeable down. That comes in two variants, which were the, of course, woodland and urban variants, which were already existing as armor patterns before. Beyond that, we had the Arctic uniforms added in, which were added in under basically under Oni. So that's stuff that the dog has shown off in the past. So we've got basically just like a standard like light variant, which is kind of like normal futuristic looking clothing. And then we have like a heavy winter variant, which has like a helmet and a more heavy duty jacket. Still very futuristic looking. I feel like I'm forgetting to talk about something else, and I'm trying to remember here really hard, guys, and it's been a minute since I've actually hopped in game here. I was checking out some other stuff, and I didn't even think about the stuff that wasn't added until after I started recording, unfortunately. And yeah, it seems I must have deleted or something. I don't know. I can't find my text document for what I was supposed to talk about that I had pulled up at one point here. So hopefully I didn't miss anything. If I did, I'll try to mention it in the first comment or something that I release for this. I don't know. But we do have some other non-version 0.20 stuff to talk about here. We've got some new weapons that were shown off both by the dev team as well as kind of a map add-on, I guess you could call it, added for the mod here. So we've got our first stuff being shown off by the dog, of course. So as he's kind of moved into this foray of weapons, he's really gotten into it, and he's looking to explore it a lot more to me, my last time talking to him. So in addition to the grenade launchers that he's already kind of worked on, he's taken up a lot of concept weapons, it sounds like, that he's really looking into. In addition to the 319N, he started work on the M12 Special Operations Carbine. So this is a Fanon design. So it's just a kind of like a personal defense weapon type of thing, it looks like. I'm not sure exactly how big this thing is when compared to a person, but basically it's kind of based off of a Killzone weapon. So a lot of you guys are going to look at this and go, that gun looks really familiar if you've played any of the Killzone games. And that's because it is. But, well, it's inspired by that. Definitely has some UNSC spin to it. I suspect that there might be some texture adjustments or something maybe to bring it more in line with UNSC weapons, like saying developed by Mishra Armories or something like that. Not sure though. It's still up in the air. It's probably going to be a while before we see this weapon, of course. Kind of an interesting weapon though. It's got like a drum barrel. I guess that's a magazine or something. I'm not exactly sure how that attaches on the back, but it's really neat. Cool thing here that we're looking at probably getting before too long. And then we've got the Halo Reach concepted out battle rifle. So this was actually a official design that never got implemented into the Halo game. So this is a Bungie designed battle rifle that they were looking at for doing for Reach before they decided to go with the DMR. So looking at it, you can definitely see influence both on the from the current battle rifles that we had from, like Halo 3, and all that, up to the point of kind of integrating some DMR features from Reach into it, and it kind of comes out, and that's what you get. It looks very over-designed in some ways, but it is a awesome model. With the being said, the weapon itself might be over-designed. That's how it was, concepted out as being. And so the model that they've made is just absolutely gorgeous. Of course, we're probably still, once again, a while away from seeing this one in-game, but, I'm looking forward to seeing that one in-game as well. We've got the SLS-V 5B SmartLink scope being done by Jedi Nick. This is, of course, the M7 scope from the SOCOM variant of the M7, because that was also removed too. That has not been added back in quite yet, but hopefully before too long we'll be seeing that back in game. Speaking of the M7, Phoenix did show off some of his progress on the M7 currently. I don't know how long that will take for him to get implemented back in. I don't really know what the situation with his hand, which is what he had hurt, or his computer currently is, but hopefully before too long we'll also see that. Oh, and I did remember one of the other things I had forgot to mention for the mod, which was the Air Assault helmet was added in by Phoenix this update. So that made it into this release. It comes in both a polarized and non-polarized variant as well. In addition to that, I was also shown off a early work in progress some time ago, helmets for the mod, which did not make release this time around. I don't know how far away that is, but there was a image from it's basically the Fohammer flight helmet, the Halo 1 anniversary, I guess this edition is, flight helmet from the game's really awesome looking model. Of course, this is just a 3D rendering. It's not in-game quite yet, but I'm really excited for that. I feel like the game's been missing out from some sci-fi looking pilot's helmets. We'd finally gotten the Halo 3 pilot's helmet in First Contact, which is a good addition, but honestly, this is probably my favorite one. Just, it's very conventional looking in some ways, and just kind of the conventionalness with the sci-fi-ness, it just looks really cool. In addition to that, we have one side mod to talk about, and then we're all set to go here, guys. That's it. We have NR6 released a Halo Skybox for Stratus. So this Halo Skybox for Stratus actually has kind of an interesting effect, because any map, which is a lot of them that adapt from Stratus, or, get their base code from Stratus or use it as like an inheritance, get this Halo Skybox. But basically, it turns the Skybox of Stratus and any of those other maps that I mentioned. It gives them a Halo ring in the background, which is really cool. I've got a little bit of video of this for you guys. I'd kind of talked about it at one point, but like I said, I haven't had time to edit or do any of this, and some of this stuff has changed since then, so I'm probably not going to have that video anymore since I got rid of a lot of it after I ended up doing this recording. So here it is, though. It's really awesome. I hope you guys like it. It's a really awesome mood setting thing. So if you're just doing some stuff on Stratus, or you find another map where this works on, great tone setter. The only downside is, of course, Stratus and a lot of other maps do have human structures, which kind of takes away from it. Hopefully the dev team will look into integrating this into a map with like some of the Halo some of the Forerunner structures that are being developed. At any rate, guys, though, that's all I have to talk about for Operation Trebuchet for right now, at least. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Of course, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know in the comments below. If you guys have your own speculations, put that in the comments below, and let me know what you guys are looking forward to most. What are you guys enjoying the most from version 0.20? Other than that, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy.